Hello and welcome to today's video. This time I'm delighted to be back with my friend George, and we are looking at his 1970s Doctor Who collection. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Right then, George, so going through the collection a bit like we did last time.
Again, Jules. Well, this time I've unboxed a collection of memorabilia from the 1970s featuring Doctors number 3 and 4. John Pertwee and Tom Baker.
Ah, fantastic. This is sort of my era, really. This is when I started getting into it myself. And
when you first started watching it.
Exactly right, yeah, about season 11 for me, tail end of Pertwee into Tom Baker. And some of this I remember, some of it I had as a kid, some of it was I was a bit too young, so I'm looking forward to going through it. And this first bit here, it's Palatoy Talking Canine.
Yeah, Talking Canine, which he utters various phrases there.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. Analysing atmosphere on planet surface.
So this
Press
is
the control panel on Canine's back and he talks. Lots of Canine phrases.
Yeah. So a bit like the Talking Dalek.
It is,
Yeah. Palatoy did a few of these, didn't they? They did a Talking Batmobile, wasn't there, as well?
Talking Batmobile.
Yeah, and then down below, the Dennis Fisher.
Yeah, it's part of the Dennis Fisher range. Now that's the TARDIS. Now that's the one you probably remember. You put Tom Baker inside the figure,
spin him around,
and he
I do remember
allegedly disappears, and then
because I do remember that because that one I definitely had as a youngster.
Yeah,
and I remember the board game as well. No, there's a couple of versions, isn't there?
That was released in 1975 under the Strawberry Fair banner again by Dennis Fisher. It's basically just another sort of a board game, cup and dice sort of board game.
Yeah,
but the first issue came without the Tom Baker sticker across.
That's the one I remember.
Yeah, that was added on afterwards. So there are actually two versions. But I did have both at one stage, but I sold the earlier one. I thought it was not much point keeping both.
No, so I think the one with Tom Baker on's actually better looking to me. Yeah. Okay,
it's
and then
reasonably common. It turns up
one of those ones, isn't it? Yeah. Now the TARDIS tuner. Now.
So that's basically it's a transistor radio. Back in the 70s, all the school kids, including myself, we all had transistor radios at the time.
I remember seeing this advertised a lot in the Doctor Who Weekly comic.
Oh, right,
they advertised, there was a little comic strip that went with it.
I think it was in 1978 that was issued. That one's been signed on the front by Tom Baker when he did a signing in Waterstones back in 97.
That's it, brilliant stuff, And of course he popped into our shop as well.
Yeah, he did,
didn't he? War of the Daleks. Now this one I had, what a fantastic... This is probably one of the earliest bits of merch I had, bar the Target books, of course, but what great game this.
Again, a Dennis Fisher product. Perhaps we can open that up and take a look at
that. Fantastic. Great game.
Yeah, it was issued in, again, 1975, I think that came out as well. It's one of the bigger items that produced. It was the I think the only other board game apart from Dodge the Daleks, which was in 1965.
Right.
That they did. As a Dalek game.
Fantastic. Now, was that Dymo? Is that what they were called?
Dymo printer. It's a Doctor Who's data printer.
With the badge.
Pin-on badge. That's the one still on its original backing card.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah, as you say, it's pretty much just a Dymo taper.
Yeah. No, I don't recognise that. That new artist. What is that?
That came out in 1974. It's made by FX. It made all the the model kits and stuff.
Yeah.
It's one of 6 that they issued in that series.
Right.
That was Doctor Who and the Snakebirds. That's a sealed unused one.
But there's 6 others, and there's not 6 Doctor Who, is there?
No, just 6 different pictures.
Right. Oh, fantastic! Yeah.
It's one of 6 of them. Series,
that one, of course, I do remember it.
Yes, I remember you said about that you actually found some in
it was during my. It was 1988, and there was a shop in Plymouth called Muldooney's, a newsagents, and they were closing down.
Yeah,
and I picked up 3. They pulled all their old stock out, 75p. They're all sealed like that, and I'm sure you and I were friends back then. And I'm sure I gave you one for my for your Doctor Who collection.
Yeah, probably that one.
Yeah, probably one of those 3. And I remember at the time they also had professionals. There was 2 professionals there, and a couple of ABBA ones. Yeah,
ABBA. Good God,
I know. Exactly the same company. Yeah, and I left them behind. Thomas Salter,
yeah.
Unfortunately,
now they're incredibly rare to find
absolutely,
now because still sealed. Obviously, the idea was
super rare.
You would open them up, just colour the pictures, and then probably throw it away afterwards.
Absolutely. I have ironically got a Star Wars one from that year. Yeah, but it's American. It's not a British one. It's just nice with the pen still. Well, we won't start that. I'm going to go right back here because there's some more sort of Dennis Fisher stuff here because we already started looking at some of that.
That's part of the Dennis Fisher range now.
Yeah.
The first one, there's the giant robot.
Which was, that was great, wasn't it? What a great toy that was.
From, the first Tom Baker story.
Yeah. And it's a really great figure, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Then we got Tom Baker. There's two versions there. There's the British version, and then there's the Italian box.
The Burt one, yeah.
Which has got Italian writing on
the logo and that. And I see your other ones there signed twice again by Tom.
Tom Baker, he signed double-sided on the scarf.
Fantastic, yeah. And the Burt one, I remember that sort of got remaindered because there was a few of those around, wasn't there?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, now the cane, the Leela.
Leela, Louise James.
That's scarce, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awful figure, I seem to recall.
It's
not the greatest of figures.
I seem to remember the hairs of it all over the place.
And the Cyberman as well.
That's fairly scarce.
It is,
Quite a nice box one now. That one's all got its inserts.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So we like, and then
K9. Yeah.
Once again, quite a scarce one, isn't he? The Doctor's best friend.
Yeah, no, the only one I haven't got in that range is the Dalek.
Yeah.
Not that it's particularly rare, but it seems to attract a price tag of about £500 or so at the moment. And to be perfectly honest, I think
it's a bit of a price.
It's a bit of a price. And it isn't that rare.
No. Well, we've seen at least one or two loose ones at the shows, haven't we?
Yeah.
Even in the last sort of year or so. So they are around.
Yeah. Much scarcer. This is Doctor Who pencil sharpeners.
It's a set of 4.
Yeah, the original box there, and they all came with little ball-bearing puzzles. So,
I see. Let's have a.
Very useful if you were at school. If you got bored, you can easily pretend to be sharpening a pencil and play with the.
That's lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
Puzzle,
Oh, it's lovely. Nice to have the shop display box situation.
It's quite scarce. I mean, obviously, all this sort of thing got thrown away.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Dalek Bubble Bath.
Yeah, Dalek Bubble Bath. Yeah, I think that
just
came
the
out
thing.
In 1976. That one's still got its original contents in it as well.
Wow.
Never been used. So,
no, I do vaguely remember that one.
Quite tidy.
Yeah, it is a nice sharp box on that one. Yeah. What's that behind then? Iron-On.
Dodo Iron-On. That came out in 1971. It's basically just a transfer to a T-shirt transfer.
Yes.
But,
still on the header.
Yeah, again, it's pretty rare. You don't see that one very often.
And it's unused. That's super rare. That yeah. Then Pertwee colouring book.
Pertwee colouring book.
From remember that one?
1973. That's
fantastic.
an unused one. Yeah,
that's really nice. And the 70s one. Oh, that's the press out book. I do remember that one. I've seen that one a couple of times.
That came out would have been 78. It's got Mary Tam on there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think it was a great seller, that one. I seem to recall that it actually got a lot of them were remaindered.
Remaindered again, probably. Now I remember having the tin, the Tom Baker tin.
Tom Baker tin, yeah.
And my most vivid memory of that was saving up for a ZX Spectrum and putting away my wages when I used to work for my dad on a Saturday, and saving it in a Tom Baker tin. You could just take it off and count it up.
Yeah, I don't know if the tin just came loose. I don't know if it actually.
I think it was. No, I think it was always, and the Davison one later on.
That's right. It was superseded by Peter Davison very shortly afterwards.
Yeah, I remember that quite well. Now the top trumps.
Top trumps.
Yeah, I remember these. They weren't a particularly good set, but. They are what they are, aren't they? And there's the other talking guy. So there was two, wasn't there?
That's right, the red one and silver,
Oh, fantastic,
And basically you just press the button on the top, and I think there's like a little disc inside.
It's like a plastic record.
That's
exactly right, And they
did,
they did an R2D2 around this time as well. A Palatoy R2D2.
Yeah.
Same thing with the little record. But I had the silver and blue dotted one myself, and once again I remember those being knocked out in the market. One of the toy dealers had a whole pallet of them. They're like $1.99 each, and they just flew out. This is the early 80s, Now the Remus set. I always remember, didn't you say you worked on this?
I worked with in Remus Play Kids. They were based in Plymouth.
All right,
And I worked there between 1978 and 1980. I was assistant accountant there. And we did a Doctor Who product, which was the 3D clay picture. And that was it, Now, I used to remember calculating the sales. It sold quite well, and I used to have to pay the BBC their royalty checks.
Really?
Which I think was about 4% or something like that.
Wow.
But
that's
the
incredible.
office got moved at the end of 1980 up to Stockport in Manchester, and I got sort of the position to close down the Plymouth office.
Right.
And at the time, I had the original artwork for that.
Really?
Plus, and there was 2 other versions of the 3D clay picture.
Yeah.
I had the artwork and the acetate overlays on those, and I skipped them. What an idiot. Again, at that time, I wasn't a collector. So, I actually destroyed the original artwork and the other prototypes of that.
Try not to think about it. Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
fantastic.
something I always regret.
I mean, you should be at shows signing it, the producer. There we are.
Yeah.
Now, that is the Viewmaster.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Viewmaster.
Viewmaster.
That's the Tom Baker version. Later, they did the Peter Davison one.
Which story did they use for that? What was it? I forget now, actually. I think I might have even had it at one point.
Full Circle.
Ah, right. Yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah.
And there's actually a Viewmaster box set on there that came with that with Tom Baker on it, which I don't happen to have.
Okay. So, now, we're going to have a look at the jigsaws in a bit more detail, but there's your... the Pertwee ones. There was
that's
four
right.
Of those,
four
there?
of those. Yeah, and there's they did reissue a couple of them, which I've got one of them now.
Okay,
so I'll show you the difference.
Yeah, I did not know that. And then a transfer set.
Basically lecture set. It's the old. You get a background and sheet transfers, and you make your own little scene up with it.
Oh, fantastic! That is a frame tray puzzle which I've never ever seen. Yeah,
I think of Australian origin now. I believe it's sort of promotional for something. I'm not quite sure. But,
just a plain back on it.
Yeah. It's never been.
Never seen that.
Been used or anything. That
no. We'll say hello to our Dalek, who was watching over the collection again, like last time. Okay. So I can see the 10th anniversary special plus the re-release. Is that?
That's right. Yeah, it's a reissue in behind it.
Oh yeah, what a great mag that is. Still one of the best ever Doctor Who mags. So good. And some of the other ones, we got the TV comic specials.
Yeah, these are the first holiday specials that were issued. This one. Featured Burt.
That's season
Polystyle.
8. Yeah, oh, fantastic. Yeah.
And then we have again Mr. Pertwee on that one.
Yeah.
And finally Tom Baker. Looks like is it Talons?
Talons of Wingshan, fantastic.
On the cover,
brilliant. And then, once again, we'll have a look at the jigsaws in a bit more detail, because I think we got all of them there, but look at it.
There's 5 different series of 4 on there, so we can take a look at those in detail in a little while.
Ah, brilliant. Good stuff. Now, what's this here? Well, that was the Weetabix, was it?
Oh, yeah, that's the Weetabix. Now, I know you've already done the cards and that with Andy on there, so I won't dwell on those too much. But there's a couple of the panels that came out on the backs of...
Ah, yes, from the packets.
That's right, in the packets there as well.
Oh, brilliant. Now, Sugar Smacks now...
Ah, right, the badges.
Yeah, so these were the cereal ones. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fairly common. They do turn up pretty regularly. So, that's the original advert which I just mounted the badges on.
From a TV comic. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And what are the cars there?
Now everyone remembers the badges, but people don't remember the cars that came with it. And you can see there's John Pertwee there with vintage cars. One of them is actually Bessie. I think it's the top one there.
Ah, yeah.
So it's they're very unusual. I mean,
6 cars.
They all came together as little snap together kits, so
a bit like a Kinder Egg sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and I would imagine a lot of them would just got broken and thrown away.
Right.
So you don't see these at all very often.
No.
I think there was another packet as well which came with a cut-out Bessie that you could cardboard Bessie on.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Which you could make up if you wanted.
Fantastic. Some more of the chocolate wrappers.
Yeah, we are at the sweet shop here.
Yeah.
These, the first ones there, the Doctor Who Pertwee ones.
Yeah.
And there's 15, I think, in that little series. Each makes up a little story.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Next to it is just a little photocopy of what the header of the dump bin header.
Yeah.
At the time, or the box top, or whatever it was.
And then we got Goodies Candy.
Oh yeah, Goodies Candy. Yeah. Then here, we open it up. We have a set of the Christmas decorations, which you could hang on your Christmas tree.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, you got the Cyberman, K9, TARDIS, and a Dalek there. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's got 7p on them, and felt tip. Perhaps that's how much they sold for at the time, I'm not sure.
And what's this one here?
Yeah, I suppose it's basically a Doctor Who toffee bar or something. Strawberry flavour, chewy bar.
Right.
Don't know much about that one, to be perfectly honest. I don't really remember them at all.
Goodies again, and then Goodies Candy
Favourites again, they've got the original chocolates in them. I've got those. What those
Yeah.
I don't think I dare open them up.
No.
That's It's still inside there. And above that is the Nestle milk chocolate.
And that's the box, is it?
What
again,
survives of a box?
All right,
yeah. Box top there again. It came as a series of wrappers which you could collect.
Yeah.
I think it's got Harry Sullivan on there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that one has. Yeah, but the picture from Carnival by the look of it. So, round the side here, what have we got?
That's just
a little Scaroff. Yeah,
that's the Jagaroth spaceship.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit later. It's probably the 80s, but possibly middle 90s. But I just found it when I was unboxing.
Yeah. Let's stick him in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's unusual. It was just a limited edition garage kit.
Yeah, garage
not
kit.
one you
That's
see
right.
very often.
Maybe the mags we'll have a look at in a moment
okay,
again,
sure.
in a bit more detail. And we've got some more toys then. So, Mark's Daleks.
Mark's Daleks, yeah, these came out in 1974. Obviously, they changed the box artwork on, and this time they issued them in red and yellow.
Right.
And that's the two Daleks. Now, the red came with the yellow appendages,
Mhm.
and the yellow, I believe, came with red appendages.
Right,
It says
yeah.
it shows on the box.
It's
black ones,
yeah.
But when I bought it, that's the one that came. So perhaps they just mixed and matched them,
With whatever was at the factory.
available.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
What about this sonic screwdriver?
Yeah, that used to be yours. You sold me that.
I do vaguely
I don't know where you
remember.
got it from.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Well, one of our viewers is bound to know. Yeah, battery operated.
Yeah.
This does bring it back, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. Back in the early days of 80s fandom, probably.
Yeah.
What's this here
Right,
then?
now this is Cross and Blackwell. Now,
The cookery people.
the ones that
It is. Bring your charges to that.
now
Okay.
I think you had to collect like wrappers or something.
Yeah.
Then you could send off and get this free pop-up colouring book.
Wow,
There you
look
got,
at that.
You got baked
I've
beans.
never seen
Cross and
that.
Black-
Yeah.
Baked beans.
Wow,
So like makes up 3D little pop-ups.
I have never seen that.
Yeah. And it came with just a couple pens.
A few
and that.
pens
You
there
got
to get
two-
pop-up point pens,
two,
yeah. That's
colour
unusual,
books.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's not one that you see very often. That.
Never even knew it existed.
Again, I think it was. I don't know how many people actually bothered to send off for that.
Yeah, probably not that many. Now, you got 3 like China police
I mean,
boxes.
the first one I think it's Melrose. Was it something like Melrose
Yeah.
Pottery? And a few others, but I mean these have been copied so
They're
much.
so generic, aren't they?
I mean, you go to seaside gift shops and you'll see
Absolutely.
boxes and things like
And while we're here, we'll just look at the
that.
badges
just
there.
a few badges from the 70s there. I think the
Yeah.
TARDIS Commander was one of the earliest ones.
Yeah,
there. And,
yeah. I think you could get that out at the exhibition, I think, when it first opened in Blackpool.
All right.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's surprising. Apart from the plastoid badges and there was no actual pin badges in the 60s released, as far as I know.
No, absolutely not. No.
70s,
There is one here I've got that you've not. I've got that
Oh,
Target one.
Ah,
The
right.
Target Books one, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had John Fitton's, the mail
Oh,
order.
yes.
I had his
Yeah.
personal one
We used to
from when he
send
was.
off those catalogues, didn't we?
Yeah, it was his personal one from when he was younger than in the 70s. Yeah, but it's just like it's just like the mod logo almost. Colouring books.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It was obviously Tom
So,
Baker.
yeah.
on that one.
I don't remember the two Dalek ones.
Two Dalek
They're really
ones,
nice.
those 70s ones, an activity book and a colouring
I
book.
forgot all about those.
Yeah.
Wow. Now this I remember because I think it's this one.
Yes. It's
The poster mag.
poster bags,
Yeah.
two of them there.
One of these, I've actually got a photo of me going to Longley in about 74,
Yeah.
75,
Yeah.
with one of these poster mags. And
Oh,
I'm
right,
unfolding it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll try, if I can find the picture, I'll slip it in.
Add it in, yeah.
But yeah, I always remember that one.
Yeah.
But I remember that. But at the exhibition, even though it was a couple of years later, they still had the 10th anniversary special,
Oh,
and I bought
really?
it there. Yeah, I bought one there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The famous Monsters of Filmland.
Yeah.
I think
that's
I remember
just
that one
with,
before. Wow.
Tom Baker cover, basically.
And that preview of Alien as well.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that.
on there as well.
Yeah.
Which is unusual.
Of course, at this point, Doctor Who was playing. It was being syndicated, wasn't it, in America? So
right, yes.
that might explain it. It would have been quite new to some of the American audiences. And then there's another one here.
It's a TV comic. You turn it around, you can see that. There you go.
Wow.
Inside a complete Doctor Who comic free.
And there we are.
Yeah. Next week,
That's
Star
nice.
Trek. So
Wow.
just a gift there, free gift there. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, brilliant!
Okay.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's lovely.
Tom there.
Yeah, fantastic. And then I remember that was the Typhoo set,
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
right.
Yeah.
Again, I think you've covered those already.
And that was the Typhoo poster,
The poster and
for the amazing World of Doctor Who.
The book, the hardback book. Now they've just issued that on vinyl. As a record store day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which you can find online. It's about £45-50. I think Tom Baker narrates the story.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What was that fine art casting
I
like?
don't know. To be perfectly
Were they
honest,
80s, weren't
It was
they?
just in a box. I think it was probably early 80s.
I think that was an 80s thing.
Yeah.
Once again, actually, I used to get mine through John Fitton.
Really?
Yeah, he sold the whole range.
Yeah.
And we've got a few bits on the end here.
Yeah.
So a few related bits. So, well, I
Some odds and
recognise
ends I'll
the
put in
Pertwee. That was the cookbook, wasn't it? Cooking with the Stars or something like that.
It's what we got here.
Oh yeah, bake your cake and eat it.
Yeah.
That's the one.
For some reason they put John Pertwee on the back.
Wow. And then look at that early copy of
Yeah, that's
Revenge.
the very first rental VHS release.
Well, there we are.
Which they started off with Revenge of the Cybermen.
There we are. I remember.
Yeah, no, it's a strange story to actually pick, I would have thought,
Well, the reason why that I heard was they asked fans who were queuing up at Longley, which story would you like to see released first?
Really?
And that was the winner.
Okay.
That's the
That would
story I heard
explain
about that, yeah.
I think it's just been edited together, that one, from what I recall.
That's right, yeah, I forgot
They
they did
didn't-
that, yeah.
they didn't,
And Brain and Morbius was the same, wasn't it?
yeah, and they didn't have the episode breaks, did they?
No.
It was just all...
Oh, fantastic. Now, it might be better to look through some of the postcards and that in a bit more detail on the table.
It's just a few odd prime ones, actually.
All right,
for prime
yeah.
computers and Welcome to Longley and stuff like that.
Remember them well, George. Yeah. Remember them well. And a nice TARDIS set. That was the W.H. Allen header, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
For the Doctor Who books.
Target books, yeah.
Target books, yeah.
It's just a header
from the dump bin. Yeah.
I haven't actually bothered too much with the Target books because I know you've done them in detail. So
and
I left most of them.
More videos to come on this, actually, yeah. A Doctor Who year by year it's going to be, yeah. The Target books year by year. In fact, they had their 50th anniversary, 73. The first Target books came out this year. It was quite recently, yeah. So I think the time is right to revisit them. Now, I remember that copy of Computer and Video Games in the end there with Tom Baker. Maybe mine, absolutely.
Probably was.
From that run, yeah. It was quite good.
One you don't see very often.
No, and early retro game mags, of course, quite sought after these days. Yeah, absolutely. And I do remember that one, a poster mag, yeah.
Sci-fi.
Oh, and the Mad, yeah, of course, the Mad magazine.
Magazine.
Brilliant. And then going along the bottom, I know we're going to look at some of this in detail. So we've got some 70s radio times.
Yeah, once again, you've done those in detail.
Yeah, and we've covered the annuals before, haven't we?
Omnibus, Dalek Omnibus.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic book. Had it as a kid myself.
Did you?
Loved that, yeah. Marks and Spencer's, wasn't it? M&S. Yeah, St. Michael published. Yeah,
that's
St.
right,
Michael,
yeah.
Really, really great book.
Yeah. It's Doctor Who and the Daleks. That's the White Lion, is it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're quite scarce. Yeah.
Tom Baker.
That's right.
They substituted rather than Hartnell on it.
That's it. Yeah, I remember that in the library.
Do you?
So as a kid. So maybe it was predominantly for like library use, but.
The other one I've got is the Crusade. The Crusades. Which,
yeah.
Again, they substituted Tom Baker.
A weird decision.
Based
on
that, I've got that one on my main Target book collection. And such.
And then we're going to have a look through the records as well, because we've got some 70s records.
Quite a number of records there from the 70s.
Absolutely. And we got the countdowns and the start of Doctor Who Weekly as well.
Yeah. Countdown, which started in 1971. Obviously featured a lot of Doctor Who covers there, which people may not have seen.
No, absolutely not. Brilliant. Well, look,
and a little bit further on.
Oh yeah, of course we got the American ones as well. Yeah, so that was Marvel Premiere, wasn't it? 3 issues from Marvel Premiere.
I think it was four.
Four, yeah. Okay.
Premiere. Then it launched its own series of 23 comics shortly afterwards.
I remember now, and yeah, absolutely, I do remember. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, we'll have a look at those and the other bits in detail. Right. Okay then, George. So this is the Strawberry Fair game, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, issued in 1975 by Dennis Fisher. So
yeah,
let's have a look inside.
Okay, I do vaguely remember it. I mean, you've got a great board game collection in general, haven't you? How does this one sort of?
Well, to be honest, it is pretty
generic.
Basic. Yeah.
Oh, quite colourful artwork on the board.
Cool on the boards, yeah.
Is that supposed to be the TARDIS?
That's supposed to be the TARDIS, yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, they did.
A game for 2, 3 or 4 players.
Okay. Doctor and the Planet of the Monsters.
Planet of the Monsters, and what you got inside a set of cards, a TARDIS.
Oh, yeah. Little shaker.
Shaker, the dice, and 4 little
Tom Bakers
there, set of cards. And yeah, it's pretty basic, as you imagine with a lot of these board games.
Yeah.
But, it's fairly common.
Yeah.
It you can pick them up for about 20 quid, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
So they did come originally without the Tom Baker.
Yeah, and that's like a sticker, isn't it?
Sticker that they put over it, maybe to enhance it to try and get better sales.
Probably, yeah, because there was no sign of Tom Baker on the front, was there?
No.
Great picture of him. I don't recognise that still, actually, where they pulled that from. It's not one I recognise.
No.
But yeah, great game.
It's surprising, really, that it was the first actual board game that they did of the Doctor, considering, the 3 before him, and it took them ages to actually get around to actually producing one.
Yeah. But yeah, certainly one of those pieces, isn't it? One of those pieces. And but the one I remember, of course, was the War of the Daleks game. Have we got that one?
We have.
So this is the first Doctor Who game I had, and I absolutely loved
War
it,
of the
George.
Daleks, again by Dennis Fisher. Yeah, let's have a look inside.
Great box artwork, though, isn't it?
And this is what you've got inside.
Yeah.
Now, to be honest, I've never played this. Which
I can remember it quite well. Yeah.
I seem to recall that...
that's right, that goes in the middle.
You put this little thing in the middle somehow.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
And then it spins round or something?
That's right. So the Daleks would go, you'd have a Dalek in each groove, the ones over there, and as you turn it round, the Dalek stalk would potentially knock your Tom Baker figure off, your Doctor figure off.
Okay. Oh, I see.
So they would just go into this little groove here like this,
right.
And if you hold the base, there we are, the Daleks would move like that.
Yeah.
And if your Doctor was caught, he would potentially be knocked down by the Dalek, you see.
I see, okay.
So the Doctor would be, say, like there.
Sorry, okay, right, yeah.
And then he just about got away. Oh, yeah, he got away with it there.
Okay.
But, and you'd have all the Daleks out. You'd have all 10 of them out, or 8 of them out, rather.
Yeah.
And the aim of the game was to get into the middle, and then 4 of the panels on the side, the bits of card, you would that would aim the game, but one of them was a Dalek, and if you got the Dalek at the end, then you were dead as well. You had to go back to the start. So that was there's the Dalek card. So that was the name. That was the aim of the game, and it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
I mean, it really was fantastic. Really, really inventive, I thought, and beautiful graphics on it, and
not particularly rare. It turns up quite often.
I wouldn't mind one back as just for nostalgic sakes.
I actually found this one at a car boot sale. I paid a £5 for it.
There you go. And it's the artwork. It's just so great. It's a bit like Chris Achilles, although it's not him, is it? No. But it's very similar style. Yeah. I really like that one. It's one of the good bits. Doctor Who 70s jigsaws.
Yeah, okay. Now
these are the earliest. Yeah?
That's right. Yeah. These were issued around 1971-72, set of 4. We got Doctor Who and Bessie, Doctor Who at Work, Doctor Who and the Daleks, and Odds Against Doctor Who.
With the Ogrons.
Ogrons, yeah.
Oh, blimey. So these came sealed, didn't they? Are yours sealed or just bagged?
Well, these are actually, I just actually put
bags on them.
Bags on them. I think, I just put bags on them. But
back then. So another Pleasure product. That was the manufacturer. Michael Stanfield Holdings.
Yeah.
Okay.
They released them, and the first 2 that were issued had.
I don't remember ever seeing that. Yeah, partly on the back.
Partly on the back. Now, I believe they issued 1 and 2 a year later. The price goes up.
Oh yeah, look at that. 22
and a half p. And again,
oh blimey,
they use the
other
characters, box games.
So this is, I'm not sure who that is.
Some Magic Roundabout.
That's Camberwick Green, isn't it? Yeah, that's Magic Roundabout, Brian.
Magic Roundabout.
Magic Roundabout. Yeah. So all Magic Roundabout. That was Camberwick Green. Yeah, Windy Miller. That.
So.
Yeah. Oh, Mary Mungo and Midge. Apparently, I just read on there.
Okay.
I never would have seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're actually really nice, aren't they?
Yeah. Just a set of 4 of those.
Yeah, so the part was just generic. This was the main picture of them when you actually made them up, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. A nice little set, that. Right, I do actually remember these boxes now. So another set of 4 again.
Yeah, again issued in 1973. This time by Whitman. And again, you got 4 scenes with John Pertwee.
Yeah, although that
in the
is
laboratory.
super cool.
That's,
Yeah, Three Doctors.
from the Three Doctors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how brilliant is
Patrick
that?
Troughton.
Oh, that's really good. That's actually similar to one of the pictures was from Day of the Daleks again, isn't it?
Again, yeah.
I suppose the Daleks, it was just popularity, I guess, wasn't it,
Yeah.
why that was chosen?
Again, set of 4 on those. Interestingly enough, John Pertwee seems to have white hair on those two, and his hair is a bit darker on this side.
That is weird, isn't it? Yeah, I wonder why that is. Yeah. He had a whole nother year before he morphed into Tom Baker, so not sure what's going on there. But yeah, that's actually a really nice set. Have you done all these, by the way? Before you sort of bagged them out,
I
did
have
you do
done.
them
They
all?
are all inside complete. Yeah.
Yeah, something I get
Apart from
envy
if
to
they're
do.
sealed, obviously.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Right, well, I do remember these because I remember having that one there.
Yeah, these.
And I remember seeing that one.
4
I don't
scenes
remember
from
that one so well.
his first adventure, Robot. I
Robot,
think.
yeah, that's it. Season 12. Great season. Well, everyone a winner, in my opinion. Season 12, one of my favourites.
Yeah.
And Tom Baker's on such good form as well. He's just
Absolutely,
great.
yeah.
He's so good. Yeah, I mean, well, what can you say? They were. Although I remember owning that one, I remember doing that one probably in the 80s or something when I was still collecting Doctor Who and it being a tough jigsaw to do.
Yeah.
That's my memory of that.
See, that one's got an old Destiny one sticking from our friend Peter Royce, who had a vintage toy and record shop up in Exeter.
Yeah, mate.
£2.45 I paid that for that.
Most of the 80s, yeah. And that seems quite cheap for Pete.
It does, actually, yeah.
Yeah, they were the days. But once again, a really, really nice set. Now, this series is a
Yeah,
Whitman
these
again.
are the next series that they produce. Now, whereas the others had photo sleeve, photo cut, photo boxes on them, these are all artwork boxes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything recognisable.
They
Some
all-
Time Lords, of course. Maybe that was Deadly Assassin, maybe.
It could be.
Yeah.
But
The artwork reminds me of the stuff that was
I'm
in
not
the
sure
annuals,
who the artwork artist was on
No.
those. It's,
Maybe someone could leave a comment. There's bound to be
Yeah.
somebody who knows
Yeah.
watching this video. I'm trying to see when these are actually released.
It should be on there on the side somewhere. It's all like that.
No? Oh, 77.
77. there you go.
Right, yeah. So the Philip Hinchcliffe era. So yeah, I think that could have been from Deadly Assassin. But the rest of them, who knows? They're just sort of generic, aren't they? Now, I do remember these because I had that one.
Oh, right,
remember my mum
Sultarians
buying me that
on
one,
there. Yeah, 1978. We produced these Enemies of Doctor Who. Set of 4 again. We got a giant robot, Zygons on there, and the evil Kralls.
Oh, yes.
Planning to conquer the Earth.
I would have loved that giant robot one, I think, as a kid.
Yeah, it's nice artwork again on the
Yeah,
walls.
better than the last set, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
They probably, maybe they got a bit of flack on that. But interestingly, it's the Enemies of Doctor Who, so no sign of Tom Baker at all.
No.
Or the TARDIS.
No.
It is,
Or Daleks.
or
even.
Daleks, which is surprising, yeah. Based on how popular, Genesis was. But that would have been almost 4 years later, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe, that was season 12 as well, wasn't it?
That's
So
right,
I wonder
yeah,
why.
that's true,
I wonder why they didn't do a Dalek one.
Oh, well.
Brilliant, but nice set. Yeah, really distinctive in those bright orange boxes. Brilliant. The Amazing World of Doctor Who.
Yeah,
and,
this was the
looks like they made up.
last set of 4 that they issued.
Yeah.
180 large piece puzzle.
I don't remember these at the time.
So we got 2 with K9,
Yeah.
one with Daleks, one with the Emperor Dalek.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, from
That's
TV21.
Those are really nice. In fact, all 4 of those are quite nice, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were these the following year? 79.
79, yeah. Amazing World of Doctor Who. Nothing to do, I don't think, with the Typhoon Amazing World
No,
of Doctor Who.
they just took the name, yeah. No, they're really nice. Yeah. That's a lot of jigsaws, isn't it?
Well, you got sets of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20.
20 jigsaws.
20 jigsaws, and when you think back in the 60s, they only issued a total of 7, and that was 5 Dalek jigsaws and 2 of the Hartnell's wooden stand-up.
It was quite a thing during this period, though, wasn't it? I mean, I remember everything under the
Absolutely,
sun
yeah. I mean,
had a set of
there's
jigsaws.
so
for it.
many TV series with sets of jigsaw puzzles back in the 70s.
Absolutely. Maybe one day, George, we'll pull out some of your non-Doctor Who jigsaw
Absolutely, yeah,
collection.
you could
'cause I
do,
know
yeah.
That's going to be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, fantastic. So that's it on the jigsaw front now. Isn't
Well, we just got the one last one.
All right, yeah. So this was the Australian, you said, the frame tray puzzle.
Yeah, no, this is it. I don't
I've
know.
never seen that.
Yeah, made in Hong Kong it has on it.
70,
It's 1978.
78 again.
So that's the only other jigsaw that I know that.
That is scarce, isn't it? How many of those have
70s.
survived? But you're guessing, or you think?
I think it was some sort of
yeah?
promotional thing. Yeah.
Right.
I seem to recall reading somewhere that it was part of a promotional package for something.
It would make sense. Yeah. Once again, it'd be interesting to see if anyone knows a bit more about that. They could put a comment in down below. But yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, very, very unusual. Okay, then, so we're going to look at some of the records from the 70s now.
Yeah, last time we had a look at some of the 60s releases. This is some from the 70s now. Now, 1972, John Pertwee released a single, Who is the Doctor?
Right.
It's basically a spoken word thing over the backing of the Doctor Who theme. And it was released on the Purple label, which was a label set up by the rock band Deep Purple.
Right, okay, wow.
To release their own singles on, plus some other acts to showcase other acts.
Is this the original Deep Purple sleeve, paper sleeve? Yeah. Brilliant.
It was mainly rock acts released on the label. There was some bands like Silverhead, Tucky Buzzard, which never actually did anything in this country. And Yvonne Elliman, she was the only one that actually went on to some success.
Right. They were sort of copying the Beatles with the Apple label, I guess.
Not quite to the same success. Exactly,
yeah.
They were just trying to showcase new talent.
Right.
But there was only 37 singles actually released on the label, and four of them charted, and they were all Deep Purple records.
Right. Okay.
But amongst them was this little novelty one from John Pertwee. Perhaps they were fans of Doctor Who or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And he would have massaged his ego a little bit by saying, "Do you want to record a record?"
It was released towards the end of 1972. So,
right.
Yeah.
Oh wow! And what's on the B side?
On the B side is Pure Mystery by John Pertwee, which is a mystery for me because I've never played it.
Oh, well, that's cool. That's really nice to see.
It's been reissued.
Yeah. Okay.
Who is the Doctor on the Safari label?
Now this one I remember this one actually. I remember seeing this one. So was that was what, late 80s? Late 70s or early 80s?
Yes, it would have been. Yeah, Safari was, I think, towards the end of the 70s.
Right.
It may have a date on the back. It hasn't.
No.
But, it was reissued.
Yeah, a little bit of a heartback with the purple label as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah. And then there's this one again. That's a USA copy, I think. If I'm right. Yeah, New York.
Yeah. BBC Records, New York. Yeah.
And it came in. B-side is the Sea Devils.
Oh, I see they've spelt John Pertwee wrong.
They have. Do you know, I've never noticed that. Yeah.
They put the traditional spelling of it.
Yeah, yes.
Wow. It's correct on the front jacket there. They lose 2 points. No, I don't think I've ever seen that one.
All right,
before.
Now this is the
really nice,
update of the theme, TV theme.
Yeah.
Released, I think it was in 1973. Stereo version there from the realised by Delia Derbyshire.
Right. That's really nice. Nice picture sleeve
on that one, the sort of spiral, TARDIS spiral.
Yeah, I like that one.
It's a spiral. And there's also a slightly later version of it, and a plastic moulded silver label.
Yeah, like a re-released one. Yeah.
And a bit later on, we have this one with the TARDIS sleeve.
Oh, I don't remember that one either. Yeah. So when did this one come out? 76.
76.
I don't remember that one at all.
B-side is Reg. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but that was the first one I bought. This one with Tom Baker on. Yeah,
right.
That was my first.
Tom Baker now. Of course,
slightly updated, isn't it?
Yeah, there was again the same records, and they changed the sleeve later on with Peter Davison on it.
Yeah,
and Colin Baker as well afterwards.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that one.
Now, in 1978, there was a disco version, which you might well remember.
Oh, I do. Yes, I never danced.
Doctor Who by Mankind.
Yeah.
And it charted towards the end of 1978, beginning of 79. I think it got a number 25 in the charts.
Right.
So it wasn't a massive hit, but it was the first Doctor Who single that actually.
So that's the picture sleeve then.
That's the picture sleeve version of it, and
that's the regular.
Just the regular, and this is another version on with
Suicide.
Motor Records. I
Yeah.
think originally it was Motor Records it was released on, and I think Pinnacle bought them out, and then
Right.
subsequent
So one of
issues
these
it
might
was-
have been like a first pressing.
Yeah, I think that one.
And then
probably
the later one,
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have this one by Blood Donor,
Now that rings a vague bell as well.
and it's just called Doctor. Yeah, Doctor again on the Safari label.
Right. Yeah.
And that was issued in 1980.
How weird. That's another odd one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, a bit of an odyssey. Yeah. Don't know anything about them.
No.
Don't recognise anything.
Like you said, there might have been fans or something that just spurred on to make a Doctor Who record of some sort.
No, again, I don't know anything about the group at all.
No. Has any Doctor Who record ever done well? I mean, it's just like a string of awful
apart
releases.
from the KLF as a Time Lords.
I suppose, that was the number one, wasn't it?
1988, I think that was
that was probably the only one and only one, yeah.
And so we have K9 and Co. from 19...
yes,
This is just dipping into the 80s now.
Yeah.
But K9 obviously...
Sort of fits in with this,
Tom
doesn't it?
Baker, And also a picture sleeve version.
Yeah.
And this is a USA copy.
I don't think I've ever seen before. Yeah, that's really nice.
That's the UK, and that's the...
that's really good.
Yeah.
Pop that over there. And then some music from the Leisure Hive.
Leisure Hive on the back.
Look at that. God, it's like so 80s or early 70s, early 80s rather, with that lettering there. Yeah. Wow. That's brilliant. Okay. So that's all the 7 inches, and then we've got a big pile of 12 inches.
12 inches to have a look through.
Brilliant. Okay, Doctor Who, the Pescatons. I actually quite like this one. It was did it come out before the Genesis of the Daleks?
It was issued in 1976.
Right.
The Argo label. Yeah.
I seem to remember I had it on cassette,
Ah, right, yeah.
rather than album. Yeah. I was always a cassette guy, more than records back then, for sort of audiobooks and this sort of thing. But I remember it was Victor Pemberton wrote it, didn't he? As I recall. Look,
there you
Victor
go,
Pemberton.
written by Victor Pemberton.
Yeah, Fury from the Deep. Brilliant.
Well, this one is actually an Australian copy of this.
That I've never seen. Yeah, wow. Not such a nice jacket.
The artwork's pretty basic, you got to admit.
Yeah, it's like a folded up wristwatch down the bottom there.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you don't really... Well, I've never seen that before. I've got the same back cover, though.
So we got Tom Baker and the Slade.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
Okay, so we got this is Genesis of the Daleks.
There we are.
There.
So before video, before DVD and Blu-ray, we had
Genesis,
the soundtrack album. Yeah.
I think these have just been recently reissued.
I mean, that...
The Pescatons.
I kid you not, I must have... It's probably one of the reasons why I love Genesis so much is because of this like abridged version of it on audio. I just love this to death as a kid. I must say I had it on cassette rather than album. But so good to see. For me, that was the absolute dream team of companions as well. Just superb.
Got Harry Sullivan.
Yeah, Ian Marty was just great, wasn't he?
Well, the artwork seems like it's been cut out and pasted.
It does, it's not quite how I remember it. I mean, even the Daleks, that's from Death to the Daleks, I think. That's still, but I don't know. It's good stuff. Yeah, good stuff.
Doctor Who sound effects.
Yes. Well, of course, the BBC did loads of sound effects albums, didn't they? Absolutely loads of them.
Loads of them, yeah.
We had some in the shop, didn't we?
We did.
Sports effects and things
That's
like
it.
this.
Yeah.
But the Doctor Who one.
Sound effects, and there you are. You had 30 or so sound effects.
Yeah.
And, Dalek Control Room from Death to the Daleks. We've got Sutek's Time Tunnel. What else we got there? Inside Doctor Who's Mind, The Enemy Within. Wow. Okay, right. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And that was the sound effects album number 19. So that gives you an idea of, they did a lot of those, didn't they?
And this is a picture disc version of it.
Of the sound effects?
The sound effects,
I've never seen that. Wow-wee.
Similar sound effects or sound effects on TARDIS interior, TARDIS.
That's really nice. That must be scarce, Jules.
Yeah, it's not one that turns up.
I've never seen it before again. That's great.
How about this?
Aha. Yes, I remember that actually. Yeah, I do remember that.
This is an American USA copy.
I do remember having one through my hands.
2 record set with Genesis of the Daleks and the Doctor Who sound effects. And you got souvenir photos.
Wow.
And a free bonus 7-inch single.
Blimey O'Reilly.
And full colour poster. I think it is. Yeah,
that is fantastic.
Can't remember.
That's a set and a half, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at see what the poster was.
Let's get it out.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's a little bit later because you can
See, we've got Davison on it. Yeah.
Peter Davison on there, yeah.
Ah, even so, that's lovely.
Yeah. There you go. It was 82.
82
It was released, yeah.
But like you say, a reissue of a 70s piece.
Absolutely, yeah.
How scarce is that?
Yeah.
An American 2-pack,
Yeah, it's American 2-pack.
Very, very nice.
Not
very
one that
nice.
turns up very often.
No, I can't imagine many of those around.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Very nice,
it's just an odd one that I put in. It's just BBC Space Themes because it has obviously got Doctor Who on there, but we got
one of the few times we'll see the TARDIS and the
Liberator together. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
they've done quite a good job with that special effect, like photo, haven't they?
I think what's that there? It looks like the moon.
Yeah, maybe the Moonlander or something. Yes, because it's got Sky at Night.
Of course, we've got the Enterprise up there.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, that's really cool. Yeah.
Okay, going back
again.
to Mankind. Yeah. That's the sheet music for the. That's what the band actually looked like.
I see he's wearing his scarf. He's got a Tom Baker
Tom
scarf
Baker's scarf and hat there. Yeah. Now, initially, it came out. I think. Oh, I've got these out of the order here. This is the first issue. I think was on Motor Records, which was that one.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
And
on blue vinyl. Very 70s disco, isn't it? That
absolutely.
One?
Yeah.
And that's the more familiar label, isn't it?
On Pinnacle and Pinnacle, I think they only ever had a couple hits on it, and that was the biggest hit they had on the label.
Yeah.
The only other group I think that made the charts was a sort of a pop group boy band called Flintlock in 1976. But I think the label wound up by the early 80s. It was gone.
Right.
Yeah.
And a green one.
Green one, yeah, green
with
one.
Picture sleeve.
Green one, yeah.
Alien head.
Yeah, again.
All right.
And this one, a sort of silvery grey one.
Wow, Blimey O'Reilly.
Yeah.
They went to town, didn't they?
This one, yeah, and these are the ones I've found so far, and a red one as well. So there may be more, I don't know.
Yeah, there may be. You haven't actually got it on black vinyl?
No, surprisingly. I don't know if they actually... Back then, in the late 70s, they produced so much on coloured vinyls and picture discs.
The par for the course,
yeah. It was very much gimmick orientated.
I like to see the HMV shop sticker in
the
corner.
99 pence, that's what it cost.
Yeah, how brilliant.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Right, now I've just brought this one in, Jules Verne, Journey to the Centre of the Earth. Now, only because it's read by Tom Baker. And it's not one you see very often, again, on the Argon label. And it's got...
He's almost as the Doctor on the back.
Yeah.
And so again, they probably stuck a scarf on him.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah. I remember from the library borrowing... they used to have like audiobooks, you could borrow them from the library.
Yeah.
And him doing, I think it was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh, right,
there was
that's
a complete
right.
book.
Yeah.
I think it was that one unabridged. And he's such a great narrator, isn't he, Tom Baker? One of the best ever.
Well, he's got such a distinctive voice, isn't it?
It's the voice, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Yeah. Although I can't help thinking of Little Britain.
I don't remember on here, it's got a full tip pen, but PS, Plymouth Sound. And I don't know if you recall when there was a local radio station that when they went to digital in about 1992, something like that, we bought their entire...
I do remember, it was record. Like three van loads.
It was, incredible.
I've still got stuff from that myself, the soundtrack stuff. Yeah. And that was from there then?
That was
because some of that collection had like stamps, didn't they?
That's right, there was a lot of demos and promos and that.
So I remember that quite well.
Yeah.
I can almost picture the floor full of piles of albums.
Upstairs in our storage room.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, wasn't it? Yeah,
so,
I do remember. I hadn't thought of that for a long time. But I think I've got like the Godfather soundtrack.
Oh, right.
Is a promo.
Yeah.
It was mainly soundtrack stuff.
The amount of promo stuff in there was incredible.
It was insane, But that was from that then,
Yeah.
It just makes sense now, the PS. But
that's the problem. They felt tip a lot of their records.
Because it's from the radio station. But definitely a Doctor Who tie-in with the scarf on the back there. Yeah, Tom and the scarf. Oh, fantastic.
And... Well, this one I've just put in.
Yeah.
It's one of these budget label records you used to see in newsagents and such at the time.
Contour.
Yeah. Cy Payne and his orchestra, whoever they were. But it's got John Pertwee on Dalek, and of course Star Trek. We got
UFO.
Kirk and Spock, and also Ed Straker on there. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And lastly, just to put in BBC Records, another sound effects.
I don't remember that one actually with the Liberator.
This one's got Liberator, from late 7. But it's got Doctor Who, again, sound effects.
Oh, brilliant.
On there, so...
Fantastic. Some great
So
great LPs there.
1970s Doctor Who.
Right, so on to the magazines now, and we've got the classic countdown.
Right, yeah. Now, last time we had a look at Doctor Who in comics, we looked through the TV comics for Hartnell and Troughton. TV comic 944 was the first appearance of the Third Doctor in it.
Right.
And that continued to number 999, I think, just before 1000. And then Polystyle in 1971 launched Countdown comic.
Right, and that's what we got here.
Yeah.
Right. Is this the first issue?
This is the first issue, number one,
Yeah.
which came with a giant space wall chart, which is on the back, and a set of stickers.
Okay.
But it was basically, you had Doctor Who, UFO, Thunderbirds. It was in many ways a successor to TV Century 21 Volume 1.
Right, yeah.
Similar sort of strips, the Anderson strips
Yeah.
and such. But number one came with this little wall chart at the back
Like
there.
a
and
space.
that's it. You
astronauts,
collected the stickers and put
Yeah.
them on there. But John Pertwee was
The Doctor,
Doctor
yeah.
at the time. And I've just pulled out the ones which actually had Pertwee on the covers.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we could go through those, yeah.
So this is, when you think 1971, this is now like 52 years old.
Blimey, yeah, look at that. Yeah. Wow, yes, that's number 3.
Yeah.
This one's really sort of groovy, isn't it, that one?
Very 70s, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't recognise that picture of Pertwee.
I know.
That's
I
an
know,
unusual
actually.
one, isn't
No.
it? Most of them we know, don't they? They use the same old pictures again and again. That's one I'm not 100% sure I think I've ever seen before, but quite nice.
There were 3 artists on there. One was Harry Linfield, I think Frank Lanford, and the Jerry Haylock was another one.
Yeah, so they've got Pertwee's eyes on the front there,
yeah.
and then a bit of the comic strip. Yeah, very, very distinctive style, isn't it, in these ones? And this is nice. It's got a behind-the-scenes shot.
Yeah, it looks like, is it
The Demons?
Demons?
There we are. Look at that.
Yeah.
We spotted it straight away.
Yeah. And that was 1971. Yeah, so it would have fit
Would
in.
have been about right, yeah. Great story. I haven't watched that in a long time, actually. And then that's all comic strip on the front. So they sort of varied it.
Yeah, that's right.
Around,
sometimes you had Anderson strips, and UFO was quite popular at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can take a look through some of these comics later on, perhaps in another video at some stage. Yeah, that one just happened to have a Dalek cover on it. So, included it there.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Another one.
So these are only early 1972, these.
Yeah. Now, this I see has changed. This is TV action.
Yeah, now it changed from Countdown to TV action.
Sometimes comics would do that, wouldn't they? They would join together.
It actually just evolved into that. They just changed the name.
Oh, okay, right.
It lasted 132 issues.
Right, quite a run then, yeah.
Yeah. 1973 it finished.
So a couple of the shows have changed now. So we've got Hawaii 5-0 now.
We've now got the Persuaders.
And Persuaders, yeah.
Roger Moore and Tony Curtis. Hawaii 5-0. UFO Tightrope, which is one I don't remember. Don't know if you recall that, ever seeing that.
No.
No.
Now this is weird. I've just looked at this one. Look at Pertwee's head.
Yeah,
it's like it's been stuck on, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost
it probably is.
Yeah, from another strip. And they've just put Pertwee on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's from something else,
It's a very strange looking pose.
That's odd. That. Yeah, they are nice, aren't they? So these are all pretty much all the Pertwee covers.
These are all the Pertwee covers from through the entire series.
Have you got a full run of these?
I have, 132. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why I asked. They are great. That's nice, isn't it? Stitching time. Yeah, some of the artists are better at capturing. Like this one here is pretty good. That's quite a good likeness of Pertwee, isn't it, that one?
Notice the first sort of panels on these tend to be almost photographic with their artists, and they're not so much.
Yeah, maybe they need to have a good one initially.
Catch your eye.
That's it. Yeah.
Such and that one as well. Doctor Who: A Stitch in Time. New story begins today.
Indeed.
From nowhere. Yeah, there's quite a few, isn't there?
There is. Yeah, they did loads.
Through,
did loads of Pertwee covers. But they were obviously selling. They probably thought which ones sell the best.
Yeah.
And
So I did alternate them with Persuaders.
Right, yeah.
Roger Moore and Tony Curtis covers and UFO Red Bishop.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, have these Pertwee ones ever been collected officially?
Yeah, I think they've done in the classic comics.
Oh, right, yeah, I do actually, yeah. Oh, they put them into them, did they?
1992, I think they went through and they reprinted all of these.
Oh, that's cool, yeah. Seeing them now has made me nostalgic to give them a bit of a read.
Yeah.
That was a good comic, wasn't it? Or good magazine, that, Doctor Classic Comics.
Yeah, there's some nice art. It was very eye-catching.
Yeah. Now, these are 72.
Yeah.
So were you buying these at the time?
I wasn't,
Josh?
No.
You didn't get them?
No, I was,
More into American comics?
Yeah, I was more into my Marvel and DC stuff at the time. Back then. Yeah, some lovely covers, the artwork on there. Really captures
that's really nice,
well.
Isn't it? Yeah. I guess if it's the same artist, they would get better as time went on, I suppose.
Jerry Haylock, I think, possibly.
Was that the chap's name? Was it the artist? Yeah.
He did him towards the end.
Have you ever seen any of this original artwork come up for sale?
No. I do wonder where it all is.
Yeah. Maybe it never surfaced or got released and just ended up like your Remus playset, George. Just getting
skipped. Yeah.
But we won't think about that. We won't mention that again. Yeah. That's a nice cover as well, isn't it, that one? Yeah. Good Pertwee likeness. As is that. Look, they got his eyes perfect.
Yeah.
Ah, that Mission Impossible.
Oh yes,
I had forgot that they did a Mission Impossible strip. Yeah.
That's October 1972.
Wow, that's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah. I'm just going to pause there. I'm going to pull that pile out. Okay, so this is Steel Fist. Starts today.
Issue number 89, October 28th, 72.
Yeah. We've got a nice warrior there by the look of it. Is that a nice warrior? Yeah. Oh no, that's Steel Fist. So
Steel Fist.
Steel Fist looks like a nice warrior to me.
They
probably copied that from Curse of Peladon or Monster of Peladon, maybe.
Look at those! You could win these super dinky.
Yeah,
Shadow
how cool are those?
Shadow Interceptor.
I guess these would have been new back then, of course.
Yeah,
so,
would have been.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible story.
Yeah.
Very new UFO story starts.
What a great comic, eh? Everyone a winner in my book. Zero-on Invasion.
So yeah, John Pertwee did quite well comics-wise.
Yes, he did.
Back in the 70s.
Virtually his entire run, he had a comic.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Post Office Tower.
Yeah,
or BT Tower.
Yeah, Telecom Tower would have been.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's really good. And of course, this probably did the artist a favour because he was earthbound. At least they could paint him in familiar surroundings.
That's right, yeah. Awesome. Zero-on Invasion.
I don't know what to make of that. Pretty funky.
Yeah, 1973 we're up to now, beginning of 73.
It reflects the time that they were printed, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it dropped the countdown, I think, then. I just put that one in because I think it was, because it changed. The countdown had vanished by then.
Oh, right, yeah. So it's...
This one, you got The Protectors with Robert Vaughan.
There it is, yeah.
And Nairi Dawn Porter, I think. Jerry Anderson live-action series at the time.
But we still got our Doctor Who. I see the Dad's Army strips there.
Oh, yeah, Dad's Army.
Droopy as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice cover, isn't it? Look at that. Wow.
The Doctor in Nazi Germany.
You wouldn't get that on a newsstand these days. I wouldn't have thought, you know. That's quite unusual. That nice cover as well, isn't it? Wow. As is this one. Look at that. The Threat from Beneath. Yeah. And I see these are slightly smaller.
Yeah, they've shrunk the size of
that was probably an economy drive, maybe.
Yeah. What number are we up to? 112. Yeah, it's getting near towards the end of the run now. So, possibly to.
So potentially these had smaller print runs?
I would imagine so, yeah. Often was towards the end of the run of any comics. So. And that was 13. That's number 1, 2, 3. 131, the next one,
Yeah.
is the penultimate issue, and it was cancelled at 132.
Right.
It was the final issue.
Oh, there you are.
So that's the
What a
final
shame.
Pertwee.
Yeah. Good likeness of
Yeah.
him.
There's-
And then we move on to...
Yeah, there was a few Countdown Holiday specials.
right, yeah, the specials, of course.
Yeah, that one on there.
That's lovely, isn't
So
it?
we got
Yeah.
UFO and Doctor Who on there.
Ah, what a combination. And then it changed again, so we
Yeah,
got...
another holiday special.
Yeah.
So we got, Tom Hawaii
These
Five-O.
are pretty scarce, aren't they, these?
Yeah, they don't turn up very
No.
often, yeah. That one I just added in there, just to...
To show them all, yeah.
But,
Oh,
so obviously
brilliant.
Roger Moore and...
Yeah. Now, it had the annuals.
Yeah,
a couple
there was
of
two
annuals, weren't
annuals
there?
that
Yeah.
they
Is that the
released.
first one then?
Let me see. That would have been the first one.
This
that was
one
the
here?
first one, yeah. No, this one. There was just two that they released.
Yeah.
Countdown was the first one, and then Countdown
There we are.
4 TV
Brilliant.
action. Yeah.
Oh, superb. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
Now this one.
I've seen a picture of this. I've never seen one in the
Right,
flesh,
yeah.
George.
Buster comic.
Yeah, wow.
29th of August 1977.
That's,
The cover
if you're going to have
features,
one, that's the one to have, isn't it?
features the Dennis Fisher.
Wow, yeah, that is
range.
fantastic.
So yeah,
I've only ever seen a scan of that. I've never seen one in the flesh.
yeah, it's not the highest of grade. Got a bit of foxing, but
You got a copy. Where did you get that one?
I probably picked it up at a toy fair or something.
Yeah.
Over the years, you know.
Wow. Probably
So-
quite a collectible old issue.
I
that
would have
one
thought so.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Front cover Buster. Wow.
Yeah.
So was it a competition?
Yeah, it was a competition.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what you had to do, but they ran the competition again a few months later.
Oh, is that in this one here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So they mentioned Doctor Who again.
Great news for Doctor Who.
And then we got this one.
This one there, which shows
An actual figure.
yeah.
Yeah. the
Second chance for you to win one of these fantastic models.
It must have been quite a success, I guess,
It
at
was,
the time
yeah, I
then.
would have
Yeah,
thought so,
what a
yeah.
promotion.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's awesome. That's really good. Yeah, excellent. And what are these specials then, George?
Yeah, now these, well, we had a look at those a little bit earlier on.
Yeah.
These are some of the polystyle
Oh, yeah.
Doctor
Still nice to
Holiday
see them in...
specials. Yeah,
Scarce Delgado on the cover
1973.
there.
Yeah, a very difficult one to find.
Yeah, with its
Especially
all
in high
black
grade.
cover as
Yeah.
well, making that tough. Yeah, very, very tough.
And this one,
cool,
1974.
So publicity still a Pertwee there on the front. 13p.
Yeah, 13 pounds.
Now that one I do remember because I think
Yeah.
I had that one as a kid.
Yeah.
This one with Leela on.
1977.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That was, issued via TV comic. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have a few TV comics.
Yeah, after Countdown TV action finished, the strip returned to TV comic from number 133.
Yeah.
The first Tom Baker was number 1204, which continued to 1430, and that was May 79.
Right.
And then he obviously went into Doctor Who Weekly.
Of course, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, just looking back on that,
Oh, yeah, there was that one
that
there,
TV
yeah.
comic there, yeah.
That's really nice. I didn't know Hagar was in it. He had his own strip, but
yeah.
that's really nice to find.
Yeah,
I bet
there's
that's
some
a scarce one as
Scarce
well.
one again. There was
Yeah,
also
I
a
can
Star
imagine.
Trek one the following week.
Yeah.
It's a free gift. That's the
The Famous
Famous
Monsters.
Monsters of Filmland.
Yeah, the Doctor Who special one.
July 1979.
Quite near the end of the run for Famous Monsters, isn't it, that one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
And
And
then we
a
have a
couple
couple of the fold-out posters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 25p. To get an idea when this was printed, don't we? Yeah. And then there was that one there, which was
30 pence.
yeah, this is the one I think I've got.
Oh,
or
so
I
you
had as a kid.
yeah.
That's the one I had as a
Yeah.
kid, that one. So these were the 70s TV comic annuals, which
Yeah.
once again went alongside the actual comic. And you've,
Last
you've
time we had a
marked
look at the
these.
60s
Yeah.
ones, and the Doctor Who appeared in a few of the 1970s annuals.
It's
as
just
well.
like a shortish story.
Yeah, that's
then,
right.
Yeah.
Again, we didn't appear on the cover of it, but just the story inside. so-
Yeah. Not the world's greatest artwork, should we say, but lovely to see.
That was 1971 annual.
Right, so
that
quite
would have been
early, yeah.
released in 1970.
Okay.
And this one, and then because I suppose he was in the Countdown and annuals, he didn't appear
Yeah.
again to 1976.
Oh,
on
wow.
this
I was going to say,
annual.
that's rhubarb and custard, isn't
I
it?
think so, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
But again, he isn't on the front cover on this, so
He does have and then,
Doctor Who in
Woden's
Woden's Warriors.
dear, dear. Oh, no, that is pretty awful, isn't it?
And then 1977.
77, wow, okay. I'm glad you've marked the page with the Doctor Who
most
in.
of these are Doctor Who in the Tansbury experiments.
Oh, wow. So I had some of these TV comic annuals, but I don't remember which ones now. I definitely had that one. I remember this one, with Captain Pugwash in.
Yeah.
Mighty Moth. Anna, so this was a text
Just
story
a text
instead.
story, yeah. Master of the Black Hole.
Oh, okay. That's quite cool.
Yeah. And then finally his last appearance, I think, was in 79 in that annual. There, with Basil Brush.
I don't remember that at all. That one. Where's this story? Oh, here we are. Yeah. We had a comic strip again.
Just the Sea Devil, but it's nothing to do with the Sea Devil.
Nothing to do with the Sea Devil that we're familiar with.
Giant squid or something.
He's driving Bessie though, I see.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite cool. Yeah. No sign of the TARDIS either, so I don't know. Where did they think of these stories? I don't know. Brilliant. Yeah. And that was 79.
79, yeah.
Excellent. So,
Doctor Who Weekly, number 1.
Indeed, yes. I remember this very well because I had to give up collecting Star Wars Weekly, which had come out the year before. And Mum would buy me this one instead. Okay, but I was more a Doctor Who fan than a Star Wars fan at this point. And I remember getting this very well.
Yeah. So how old were you then? About
10.
10. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in fact, almost 10. Yeah. So I was 9 at that point, but almost 10, and the perfect age. Yeah. And I remember, like, I don't know, another 10 years after that, in my early 20s, when we were having a pint with Dead Skin, and we were talking about this, and what was your first Dead Skin comic? And I said, mine was Doctor Who Weekly.
I think core number 1 was mine.
Yeah.
If I recall right. Yeah.
But yours is lovely. I've never actually seen a signed one.
This came, number 1, October the 17th, 79. Number 1 came with a free little set of transfers attached to the cover. Which that one has, and also Tom Baker signed it when he was in Plymouth at the Waterstones
event. I remember it well. Yeah, that was a good. And then at number 2, which was the first few had transfers. That's right. He signed that one as well. Yeah. He was a good egg, really, wasn't he?
He was. Didn't charge a penny either.
Back in those days, you could get as many signatures as you wanted for free. Yeah, he didn't mind.
And number 3 as well came with another set of transfers.
And 4. You don't often see these later ones without the transfers, do you? But I think the first one may have had a massive print run, possibly.
Number 1, I seem to recall that when you spoke to Tom Baker, he said that he had a huge amount of them in his garage or his shed.
Oh, really? To send out to people.
And he ended up throwing them all away. You told him how much they were going for now.
Yeah. But I remember these quite well. I mean, this dates it, doesn't it? The rally bikes, that's the choppers, isn't it?
That's it. Exactly.
That gives you an idea.
Bikes to win, you know.
But 79, so these are 46 years old?
Yeah,
44 years old. 44 years old.
Incredible now. It's
Blimey O'Reilly.
The magazine's still going strong today.
Absolutely, because this is what morphed into Doctor Who Monthly and then Doctor Who Magazine. Yeah. So I remember these, very, very well. I read them and reread them. Yeah. There's some brilliant comic strips in. Dave Gibbons doing the
That's
Iron
right,
Legion.
Dave Gibbons.
And you had Absent Dak at the back as well. Mm-hmm. Just a brilliant comic, and it was just right for the period, wasn't it? And it got Doctor Who fandom going, really. We had the Doctor Who Society, we had the Dwas that had been around already, started in the 70s. Yeah. But this was sort of bringing it to the masses, as it were, wasn't it? Yeah, great to see that.
You could win a Palatoy talking Dalek.
Amazing to think these things were still around back then, of course. But
so you go back to Pertwee on there, interesting.
Yeah. And even Hartnell.
On Hartnell,
Yeah, see, this is the way, as young fans, we discovered it.
Yeah.
These and the Target books.
The first time he was on the cover of one of these magazines.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But that's how, for me, this is what it was. And when I found out Longleat was on in 83, and I thought, I've got to go to that. And around just like a month or so before Longleat, I ended up joining the Dwas at that time for a few years. Yeah, I was a member for about 4 years, I think, about 87. I sort of lost interest in the Sylvester McCoy era. I was into other things then, like girls and things, as you were, as you do. And I sort of went off the boil. And to this day, I've only seen the McCoy ones once. Yeah. Nothing against them now. Yeah, I know there's some good ones in there, but for me, this was the 70s and early 80s was the dream sort of period when I wouldn't dare miss an episode. Now these were good, of course. This was all the Dennis Allen print stuff, wasn't it?
That's right.
This is all pretty rare now, isn't it?
I've got a set of the greetings cards somewhere. Which,
where they're like happy birthday
cards.
I know. See, once again, those were offered. It was Dennis Allen print.
That's right.
And I remember having like a fold-out leaflet.
Yeah.
Which had some Dennis Allen print stuff. Don't you remember it?
Yeah. I have one of those.
And I got a few bits and pieces from that. And I remember, sort of in the 70s, my mum got me from a similar sort of catalogue. Mm-hmm. She got me like the Planet of the Spiders in hardback, the original hardback, not a library one. I had it brand new. I remember loving that one. Yes, the record. It's still going strong.
1980. That was.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the number when it went to monthly. Because some of these, they lose the number, and this is, you can only do it by date, can't you?
I think I've written them on the back of the
the
magazine, what numbers of them.
Yeah, that's that was.
No, I haven't. Okay.
Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah. Well, we know the numbering comes back, but for a while it went comic strip. Yeah. Not quite as attractive as the picture covers, but the comic strips were generally pretty good, weren't they?
Dave Gibbons' artwork.
Dave Gibbons. Yeah, went on to do such great things with like Watchmen, for example. Once again, I think at that very same meeting when we were having a pint with Dead Skin, we spoke to Dave Gibbons as well. We gave him some of his artwork back, do you remember?
Right,
from Halls of Horror magazine.
Yes, I remember that.
He was over the moon with it. I seem to he did it when he was really quite early on in his career. You say, couldn't believe it. Yeah. I remember that quite well. Back to the photo covers. Evidently, they wasn't selling so well. Without the artwork covers.
Photo covers.
That's it. I'll move these down a little bit. Keep them all in shot.
Even included a Hartnell's Celestial Toy Maker.
I remember number 50, I think it was number 50, had a pull-out poster which had all the stories in order, like a double one, and having that sort of up on my wall, tacked on my wall. Yeah. Here's number 40. Yeah, so numbering again, that's a 42, 43.
We're up to 1980.
Here we are at the first monthly issue.
There you go. Yeah.
Number 44. I remember this. So then it just turned into the monthly going forward.
Right, chance to win the single on that one.
There we are.
Tom Baker on the picture sleeve.
Good stuff. I used to enter most of the competitions, didn't win any of them.
Marvel do the Marvel box.
That's it, yeah.
Fit in with the...
And it does say a Marvel monthly, and there was a few around this time. Of course, the Blake 7 one was going, wasn't it, around this time? That was a monthly.
It didn't last very long, though, did it?
About 20 odd issues, not many, and a couple of specials, I think. I think that was the one, the 50th. Although, was the poster that?
Oh, could be three-colour poster inside.
The one I remember had the list of all the episodes in. And then the first summer special, which is the Iron Legion, which really, really good. Dave Gibbons again. And then that was the second one, wasn't it? By the time it turned monthly. And a winter special, just to show her, they would do that if it was really popular. Now, I don't recognise this, Jules. What's the story with this one?
No, this is one that Des Skin, on his site on eBay, has recently started selling. And it's basically a paste-up issue of what was to be number one.
Right, like a test issue or something.
A test issue,
yeah.
You can see there that, and it's well worth getting.
Yeah,
it's not too expensive.
And you just use that as like a basis to show what the magazine potentially
could be. So it's like
a proof.
Yeah, it's sort of a Doctor Who Zero, if you have a weekly number 0.
That's cool. Nice bit of related memorabilia.
War of the Worlds. Yeah. Taken from a Marvel comic.
Marvel,
I think it was Marvel Classic Comics. Taken from.
Yeah.
But you can get the idea.
That's really good.
But I think it's on his site. It says Des, so it's probably
one to look out for.
One to look out for.
So I've not actually seen this one before.
Yeah, this is one I just found. It's an issue of Lookin', which was a junior TV Times magazine, dates from 1980, and it just has Tom Baker on there.
Yeah. It does mention from Time Lord to Bookworm, Tom Baker, and the Smurf sticker, so it's all complete with free gift.
Yeah, free gift.
Look at that. It's quite a good likeness of him as well, isn't it? That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
It's an old magazine.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks. Right, so this is Doctor Who's entry into the American comic book market.
Yeah, that's right. Now, in December 1980, Marvel tried to see how it would go down well in the States. So under the Marvel Premiere series, they launched Doctor Who with issue number 57.
Right.
And it reprints, I think, the Iron Legion.
Yeah, the great story by Dave Gibbons.
Yeah. And it was just 4 issues that they did.
Yeah.
57, 58, 59. And that's a
you got
price variance on that.
So this was distributed in the UK, wasn't it? It's got the pence copy.
Pence copy and a cents copy.
There we are, which is quite nice. I love the variants. And then that really... Oh, same again.
Same again, yeah.
So the British and American copies of...
just 4 issues, but it's obviously sold well enough to launch a series shortly after.
Absolutely, which evolved into this, wasn't it?
This one, that was the first issue. Again, Dave Gibbons cover.
Slightly better quality paper, wasn't it? I think they called it the maxi format. I think it was something like that. And I remember these, and I used to have to get them, I think, once again through John Fitton, because he imported them. But
they weren't generally available in the UK.
And I remember
these ones anyway.
The boat carrying number 9. If you've got number 9 here, which I'm sure you have, is the scarce one, because the boat went down, and there was a few issues. There was like the issue of, I think, Akira. There was a Doctor Who issue. Right. There was a few that
got damaged.
They got war damaged, and consequently, I mean, that has probably been balanced out now over the years. But at the time, it proved to be a tricky one to get. It was number 9. That's a nice cover, isn't it?
Again, these are all just reprints from the Doctor Who Weekly at the time.
I do remember these, and he did great jackets.
Again, Dave Gibbons covers.
Yeah, they're brilliant. Yeah. He was really good. He did lots of Doctor Who. He did Dan Dare in 2000 AD early on. Revived Dan Dare.
The Lifebringer.
Yeah. And that was the rare one at number 9.
That's the one.
That's the scarce one, I think, of the entire run. Yeah. At least it used to be. I think, copies would have come over now, so people would have, with the days of the internet,
to acquire these things.
Yeah. Things like ND and non-distributed, a bit of a thing of the past. Yeah. But it didn't have a long one, was it?
No, 23 issues, I think, in total. Yeah. Number 15, I think, was the last with Tom Baker. 14 was the last with Tom Baker. Number 15
starts the Tides
Peter
of Time.
Davison takes over.
So we'll, I guess, in summary then, this leads very nicely into the 1980s.
Yes.
Which is yet another decade.
Which we'll take a look at next time round.
Okay, whenever that may be. But thank you very much for sharing your collection with us.
It's been fun looking through this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So much, having grown up in this, it's so much I didn't actually know about or have never seen before. I know the 60s video has gone down incredibly well. It has a few thousand views now. So thanks to everyone who's watched that. And do please share this 70s one across all Doctor Who fandoms so every fan can see it. Brilliant. So if you have enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Do please hit that subscribe button if you've not already for regular vintage Doctor Who content. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.